Hey, this is Michael and welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. I am working on the Mixed Media Floral scrapbook workshop, and I just wanted to come on and show you my plan for my title. Now, the Mixed Media comes with the Memories and More cards, and I've taken one of these Memory and More cards and I've cut it up, which I'll show you in the cutting directions. And then I'm going to use this here as my title. Now, what I want to show you today is I feel like this needs a little bit of a lift and more dimension to really stand out as our title. So let's get a little bit closer here. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So now remember, this is a black mat. This is a card, one of the Memories and More card that I used as a mat to the card that says this is our story, which, looking at this, I haven't even completely taped it down. And then I added some of these leaves as stickers. So my thought was to elevate the story and maybe the sticker pieces a little bit, just to give more dimension and highlight the title. So what I have here is I have the Stampin' Up! Fine Tip Glue Pen. Now, I am told that it dries clear. So this is similar then to what our liquid glass was with Close to My Heart. So I'm going to give this a try and see how it works. So it's got the fine tip here, and it's got this wire that you can stick in, which is hard to do on camera, of course, but it sticks in there and keeps the glue thing clear so that it doesn't get plugged up. So I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to do the story word. So a little bit off of my mat over here, I'm just going to give it a little pressure to see if I can get some out. I'm having a hard time. Okay, so here's something to learn. There is a closure in there, or a top in there, so that's why I wasn't getting it out. Okay, let's use the Take Your Pick tool and use that inside here and kind of pull off. Kind of coming apart. I was hoping it would the whole thing would come out. Now I have my tweezers, and let's pull this all out because I don't want it to get in the way of the glue. Just going all the way around those edges with this pointed part here to make sure I've gotten all of that out because I don't want it to plug up my glue pen. Okay. Okay, replacing the top here. Now let's go back, and over here on the edge, oh, I've got it, comes out very quickly. It's a little bit, I would say, if you've used the Close to My Heart liquid glass, it's a little bit thinner in texture, so it's gonna come out fast. So I'm gonna barely give it a squeeze. Barely, barely. And it runs along there really nicely. And here's just the tip of it, laying it down, and I'm really truly just barely giving it a squeeze as it comes along. You can see it is clear, and hopefully will dry clear. And let's just take, and I've got a bubble right here, so I'm gonna just pop that bubble. Okay, I'm going to start this again so I can get the bubbles out, and then let's get started here. And really, you want to go very light-handed on this because it definitely comes out in a more liquidy fashion. I wasn't sure if it would go on clear or opaque, but it's coming out pretty clear. And just like when you're cutting, I find that it's easier to do this fine work like this by, instead of moving my hand, moving the actual paper. Okay, so I've completed that part. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this sticker here. And there is a bubble, which I can just pop off with my okay. Let's start this again. I think that would be one of the tips I would have, is just to make sure that you start this so it gets the bubbles out before you start on your project each time. Because every time you lift it up, there's going to get some bubbles in there. Now I know that with liquid glass you could also come back and make a second layer if you wanted to make it a little bit thicker. I'm not sure how that would work on this. I might try it on another project just to see how that comes out. Okay, I really like how it looks here on this stem. And now let's do the stem. So let's just speed this up a little bit so you can see how I complete this last bit of liquid glue. I think my final tip is put this somewhere off of your desk and away from your family traffic patterns, because you're going to want this to dry without anybody bumping into it or setting something on it. Okay, let's just take a look at this here and see. I don't know if you can see the details of it or not, but there it is. And I think that will give just what I'm looking for, a little bit of extra dimension and attention to the words for the title on my page. If you have any tips about this, please feel free to message me.